Once upon a time, in a small quiet town, lived a woman named Ada. She was a young mother with a baby boy and a husband who worked long hours on their tiny farmland to provide for his family. Life was hard, and the days were often filled with sweat and hard work. Yet, the husband tried his possible best to make her happy. But Ada had one habit that always led her heart astray. She watched her neighbor, a tall rich man who got married to a beautiful woman, Madam Ifoma. Just across the dusty footpath was a grand compound with gates that sparkled in the sun. It belonged to the rich man. Madam Ifoma, his wife, had smooth skin and always dressed in elegant gowns. She also drove around in shiny cars. Maids buzzed around her like bees. "This is supposed to be me, not her. I wish I got married to this man and not my poor ugly husband. I deserve more. Why should I suffer in poverty while she lives like a queen?" Ada would lament in her mind all day long. Every time Ada walked past, her eyes lingered, not in admiration but in silent envy. Her own husband, Ikenna, is a good man, humble, hardworking, and loyal. But he came home with muddy boots and the smell of sweat, not perfumes and silver gifts. She began to resent him. She started ignoring his smiles, stopped laughing at his jokes. Even her baby giggles couldn't calm the storm growing inside her. One evening, as she returned from the stream, Ada saw an old woman sitting by the path. Her eyes were cloudy, but her voice was sharp and mysterious. "Young woman," the old woman called, "your heart is troubled. You want more. You want a new life. I can give it to you." Ada froze and looked back. "What do you mean?" "A simple drink," the woman said, giving her a gourd. "Drink it before you sleep tonight, and by morning, your wish will come true." Ada hesitated. "What will it cost me?" she asked. The woman smiled. "Just the courage to leave your life behind," she answered Ada. Without another thought, Ada took the gourd, hid it inside a bucket, and rushed home smiling. That night, while Ikenna and the baby slept peacefully beside her, Ada drank the contents. The next morning, when Ada woke up, she didn't wake up in a tiny room. She opened her eyes to silk sheets, polished floor, and the scent of luxury. Maid rushed into attend to her. She looked in the mirror. She was still herself, but everything around her had changed. She's now Madam Ifoma, the rich woman always surrounded by maids. Downstairs, Madam Ifoma's tall husband called her darling. Ada smiled. Everything was now hers. The cars, the clothes, the mansion. But something was missing. A baby. "Where is my baby?" she asked. The maid looked confused. "Madam, you don't have a child." Ada ran to the backyard in panic, and her heart dropped. There, on the other side of the fence, in her old compound, was Ifoma, wearing Ada's old clothes, giggling and playing with the baby. Her baby. Ikenna stood beside her, smiling, both of them happily working on the farm. "No!" Ada cried out. "That's mine!" She ran back to look for the old woman, but it was too late. The switch was permanent. She cried bitterly. Weeks passed. Ada tried to adjust to her new life, but she felt empty. She missed her baby's warmth, Ikenna's honest laugh, the smell of fresh earth. Her maid tried to make her happy, but she was always sad. The money she had couldn't buy the happiness she used to have. Then one day, she overheard the maids whispering. They say Oga went to a ritualist. They say he used his wife's womb for wealth. That's why she could never bear children. Ada's chest tightened. She confronted the man, her new husband. He didn't deny it. Do you think wealth comes easy? He said coldly. Be quiet and enjoy it. He barked at her. Tears ran down her cheeks. She had traded everything for gold, but the price was her soul. No child, no love, just empty riches and a man who used women as sacrifices. Years later, the seasons changed. The house got quieter. The maids got older. The husband barely came home. Ada grew old too, sitting by the window every evening. And each day, she watched the compound across the road. Children ran around laughing. Ikenna still smiled, now with grey hair. Ifeoma held her grandchildren, still playing, still joyful. Ada, once full of desire, was now just a shadow. She got everything she ever wanted and lost everything that ever mattered. Moral lessons of this story: be careful what you wish for, because some wishes carry hidden curses. Learn to be grateful, because what you have might be someone else's dream. Don't let envy rob you of joy, because not everything that glitters is gold. True wealth is not in riches, but in love, peace, and family. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel for more educating stories like this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.